let's get back to that crazy Western Conference race. Warriors started Tuesday in the 6th spot, but they were just a half game back in the 4th spot at home court. Golden State on the road in Phoenix on Tuesday. Steph Curry, only 3 points on Sunday against the Rockets, fewest in his career in a game in which he played at least 30 minutes. Middle of the first, Curry getting to work. That's 3 right there. Warriors up 9. Later in the first, Curry will take 2 this time. 13 in the first. Warriors up 13 heading into the second quarter. Second quarter, they're up 11 here. Warriors get the turnover. Curry up top. Trace Jackson Davis with the throwdown, and then again. Jackson Davis had 13. Curry 19 points, 4 assists in the first half. Warriors up 69-43 at halftime, and it turned out to be a really easy night for them. Early third quarter, they're up 26. Curry 3 for 9 from 3. He had a game-high 25 in just 26 minutes. Warriors up 72-43. A few minutes later, Curry to Jimmy Butler. Put him on the line as well. 10 for Butler. Steve Curry able to clear his bench the rest of the way. Warriors win big, 133-95.
Thanks so much, V.A. Appreciate it. Steph, I know we talked this morning. You said it's cliche, but you have to just take care of one game at a time. How are you able to come out tonight and assert that dominance early in the first and second quarter?
We were just very focused, had a lot of energy, understood the game plan. You know, Books were playing at a high level even in the midst of their struggles. But just trying to make their whole team work. Defensively for us, if we can make our presence felt early, good things usually happen, and that's how we won tonight.
Yeah, you guys are pushing him to late in the shot clock in terms of the defensive side. I know that starts with Draymond Green. He does everything defensively. What does he mean to this team, and what can't he do on the defensive side?
His resume is stacked. It should be hopefully even more stacked after this year. He just is our quarterback back there. He always is one step ahead. He communicates so well. He's so versatile, and no matter who he's guarding, whether guys he has given up size or weight or whatever it is, he figures out a way. So we love having him locked in, engaged, and doing what he's doing.
I know the last 2 months have to be fun having Jimmy Butler on this team. You guys are 22-6 now since the trade deadline, since Jimmy has gotten here. How has he helped to galvanize this team and bring back that belief? Now you guys are 3 games away from the playoffs.
It's just another guy that just brings presence. Like, you have to watch the game to understand what he does. Like, I know he's had his moments and, you know, carrying teams to the finals and all that, but a game like tonight, the stat sheet won't say what he means. It's just his presence, his ability to control the tempo offensively, be another Swiss Army knife from the defensive end, and he's made everybody else's job a little bit easier. So we got to be able to carry that influence and just keep playing at a high level.
Steph, it's been fun to watch. Congrats on the win. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
I appreciate it.
Guys.
Last night was Curry's 15th career game with at least 50 points, tying Damian Lillard for the 6th most in NBA history. It was Curry's second 50-point game this season, joining LeBron James as the only players aged 35 or older with multiple 50-point games in a season. Monica McNutt, great to have you with us.
Hey.
I like the maroon.
Hi, guys. Hey.
Stephen A., are the Warriors going to the finals with this version of Steph Curry?
This version of Steph Curry from last night, yeah, they can get to the finals. I don't see that happening where he'll be able to do that. I don't see them going to the finals, but if that brother plays like that, he dropping 50 on, on that level of accuracy, there's nothing you could do with the babyface assassin, the greatest shooter God has ever created. He is that dude. Let's not forget the fact that Jimmy Butler had 27 last night, hitting all 12 of his free throws, getting to the free throw line. Once again, this is the kind of stuff that spells for Steph Curry. You don't have to take him out of the game to get him his rest. That's what makes Jimmy Butler so valuable. I'm just looking at the Golden State Warriors, and I see them, and they're a threat, and I'm impressed with what I'm seeing. It's just that when you look at the elite teams, particularly a team like OKC, you can't imagine that even the great Steph Curry is going to be able to do that over the course of a series. They're young, they're athletic, they're just too gifted defensively to let that happen. But if that brother last night showed up throughout a series, there is no one the Golden State Warriors can't beat when Steph Curry is launching like that.
He is, in regular season, 10-5 when he has 50 points, right? So that's important to know. And then the only postseason 50-point performance so far was the Sacramento series last season. it was spectacular to watch. His control, his quickness, just going after Zach Edey, really going after anybody that wanted some. He was fantastic with the basketball. But it's tough for me to isolate that from the 27 points from Butler, like you mentioned. Draymond Green quietly had a triple-double.
Yeah.
And they still needed, 46 minutes of this ball game before they really pulled away from this Grizzlies squad. And so I think that version of him gets them confidently to the Western Conference Finals. But again, when you look at OKC and that defense, that's the real deal. I don't think it's going to come that easy because there were definitely some points where you were like, Memphis, what are you doing? That's Steph in terms of their defense, and OKC's not going to make those mistakes.
Well, he was 12 for 20 from 3 last night. I kind of agree with what Stevie said. I don't know if he can do that series after series after series, and he'd have to win 3 to get to the finals. So he'd have to have 12 games. And if he doesn't do that, I don't know if they have enough other offense to be able to overcome that. And again, against a younger team, let's say they play Golden State in the conference final. Golden State's a young team. They got a lot of wear and tear on the Warriors.
Golden State plays Golden State?
Golden State plays Oklahoma City in the conference final.
Okay.
They're an older team. Yeah. They've been around a long time. OKC's a younger team. You wonder if the wear and tear would take a little something out of them. But for a small sample size in a big spot, he's an all-timer. We all know how great he is. Yeah. And they're dangerous. I don't know if they're dangerous enough to win 12 games in the Western Conference.
One thing, a couple of things we need to mention here because everybody talks about celebrating the NBA. Last night was a night to celebrate the NBA because
such great games.
It was spectacular. First of all, we just finished talking about Jokic. Denver and Minnesota was an epic game. Just a phenomenal game. We look at Steph last night. Draymond with the triple-double. Jimmy Butler with 27. Steph with 52 and 10. Ja Morant showed up, had 36 points last night, hit 5 threes. He was balling. Memphis gave them a game. They just lost. Now I'm looking at Memphis, however, because this is a team that in the early part of February was a number 2 seed in the Western Conference. Just to let everybody know, while we look at the Warriors, third best team in the NBA with Jimmy Butler in the lineup behind the Celtics and Oklahoma City Thunder. 22-3 record since Jimmy Butler's debut. First in defensive efficiency, first in assist percentage, first in steals per game. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies, they've lost 4 straight, 7 of 8. And oh, by the way, against the 5 teams ahead of them in the West right now because they're a 6th seed, they've fallen. They're 0-4 against the Thunder, 1-3 against the Rockets, 1-1 versus the Nuggets, 1-3 against the Lakers, 1-3 against the Warriors, a combined 4-14 record against those top 5 teams in the Western Conference. The Grizzlies are going this way.
Plus, they fired their head coach late in the year, and you got to wonder, they can say anything they want, needed to change, everything else. When you bring in a new coach with 7 games to go in a regular season, that is asking an awful lot. So I think that's another factor for them,
too. And something's fishy about that. And Ja Morant, when people were trying to blame him and talking about, well, you know what? The coach is gone. He was complaining about the system or whatever. But remember, the system that was employed was by upper management. It wasn't employed by Taylor Jenkins. So maybe Ja Morant was talking about the folks upstairs, and Taylor Jenkins ultimately ended up being the scapegoat.
So I had Memphis hosting.
If you want to stay in the game, and that's the type of energy I love to display. It's a fun game.
No, they're NBA players, man. I have respect for anybody in this league. So, whether their stars are playing or not, whether top guys are playing or not, I treat the game the same.
All right,